Well, what's going on, guys? My name is Lubcubs, and welcome back to another video on BlockTalk. I'm joined once again with T. How's it going, man?
Oh, good, man. How are you?
I'm all right. So this is technically my second episode of BlockTalk. I didn't record my second one, apparently. I did. I mean, I sat through the entire recording. I hit record. I did everything I needed to do, but it didn't.
You were present.
Yes, I was present. So if you guys didn't catch that one, check out T's video. He'll have the entire conversation. There was a good one. We talked about traveling. So
It was actually a lot of fun. We had a lot of really good stories, and I had a blast.
Yes,
every second of it.
And today we're going to be talking about the mob votes and other Minecraft live stuff in this video.
Exactly. So, how's it been going?
It's been going. How are you?
That's good. I am good. It's been a busy, hectic day of doing edits and stuff like that. So
very nice.
So now I get to take a break and play some video games while I chat with you. So it's a nice change.
It's a nice
of pace.
break for the evening.
It really is. It really is, and I definitely needed it. So thanks for joining.
Yes, no worries. Thank you for coming.
Yeah. Okay. So today's episode, if you want to call it that, is going to be chatting a bit about, like you said, the mob vote.
Yes, mob vote, and Minecraft Live, how awful it is.
How awful it is. Have you seen the social stuffs about the mob vote?
What do you mean the social stuff?
All the things on social media about the mob vote.
Oh no!
For the past few days, really.
No, I haven't. I've seen the new mob votes, and I haven't heard anybody's actual opinions about them.
Okay, so I mean, I have my opinion on the mob vote specifically, but yes. I also have my opinion about the mob vote in general.
Yep.
And I'm sure you do too.
Oh, absolutely. I think everyone has their own opinions on it.
Yeah. You can call it an opinion. It's damn facts at this point. So the consensus online is we're going to, not a consensus, I can't say that. So far, several 100,000 people have signed this petition to end the mob vote.
Really? That's not like an actual thing?
It's like an actual thing on change.org. I'm going to put in the description down below. There is a link down there that you guys can check out. I'll even put it in the what do you call it? Comment section. I don't care. You guys will have it everywhere available to you, so you guys can check it out.
Yes, check down below.
Definitely. It's trying. They're trying to get Mojang to quit doing the mob vote, and not for the sake of not adding more mobs, but for the sake of doing what they said they were going to do years ago, which was you guys can vote on this mob. This is the one that's going to be introduced in this update, and the next update you get both of them and you get to vote on another mob.
Yes, I mean it's always been every mob is going to be added to the game. That's what it's always been.
That was the initial intent, but then they said, well, no, that's not what we're going to do. We're going to give you one mob, and that's it. And that's not cool because that's what they've been doing. So the mob vote, to get rid of the mob vote, is to get rid of the fact that we're voting on a mob just to introduce all three of them. We're tired of it. We're tired of it, Mojang.
Right. Okay, I get it. I mean, I would not be disappointed if they released an update and just released one mob in the update. But to tease us with three mobs that are all equally cool, all equally deserve to be in the game, and are all easy to add to the game. I mean, somebody already added the three mobs to the game. I just saw a mod with the three mobs in the game.
And that's what blows me away, is this is not something that's like a astronomical feat of engineering. If somebody else can do this like in a weekend, and it only took them a little while because they saw what the mobs can do, and they're like, hey, check this out.
Well, I mean, Mojang's already created the code that says, okay, here's how you make a base mob. Okay, here's what the mob can do. Okay, here's where the mob can spawn. That's it.
That's it. And it's just a new texture for this entity that's in the game.
Yeah, granted, these are three new entities. The last couple mob votes had been retextured versions of mobs we've already had in the game.
Were they really?
Well, there was the glow squid, which was already squids. The moo bloom, which was cows.
Oh, yeah. You're right. There were lazy mobs.
Yeah, they were lazy
mob edition.
There was something else that was like... What was the last one that was just added? Okay, so the sniffer was a new one.
I'll pull it up right here. Hold on.
Okay, you pull it up.
I'm going to pull the screen up right onto my screen. All right. So the first mob vote, we'll go over them real quick, right?
Okay.
The very first mob vote was in 2017. We actually had 4 choices.
Okay.
For that mob vote, we had mobs A, B, and C and D.
This first one was Phantom vote, wasn't it?
This is the god awful Phantom vote that no one ever freaking wanted. The first one was really cool. Was called the Barnacle. It was at the bottom of the ocean. It was kind of like a squid, and it opened up its mouth 4 ways, and it would like try to trap your face.
Okay, that sounds kind of cool.
It'll kill you. It does. The second one was the god awful Phantom, which no one wants. The third one was called the Great Hunger. It was a lizard-like creature. What did itself do? Consumes mobs and items. It has a huge mouth, so it ate everything. Okay. It had some kind of great appetite for enchanting powers. I don't know. And then the last one, which is something we've seen in specifically in your world for your server, is the wildfire. Is a giant blaze. It's like a Blaze King.
Oh yeah, I remember that Blaze.
That would have been legit. Out of all those mobs, this one here would have been cool because it's a boss.
Right.
You know, we need more bosses in the game, and these little semi-bosses are kind of whatever. But this was kind of like the one that you had where you would find that random temple or battlefield, and you'd fight this thing.
Right.
And it was freaking hard as heck to beat. And that's what we needed. Really was. But it would have been cool to have all 4 of these. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then in 2018 and 2019, we had no mob vote.
Really? There was no mob vote?
There was no mob vote. 2018, or at least it's not showing up on this webpage for Minecraft Fandom. It says that in 2018, they released the China edition for Minecraft. And that was that I guess encompassed a lot of their time.
Okay.
Because I don't remember. In 2019, there wasn't a mob vote. And then 2020, we had the Moo Bloom, the Ice Illager, and the Glow Squid. So you're right. All 3 of those were things we already had.
Yeah, all 3 of them were just retextured versions of the same mobs you already had in the game.
Exactly. So, I mean, it would have been cool to have all of them. They all do really unique, different things.
Yeah, all would have been easy to add, too, because the code was already there.
Exactly. So
single developers in 24 hours added them all to the game already. So it doesn't take an entire team. Just like there's no argument that they could say for why they couldn't add all 3 to the game, except for just wanting to take people off. Really.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with B. that was their reasoning. Was to upset people, just to make them mad. And then 2 years ago in 2021, I think it was 2021. I don't know what it was. It doesn't matter. We had the Glare, the Allay, and the Copper Golem, which I absolutely love to this day.
The Copper Golem is the only one that deserved to be in the game. I mean, the Allay is essentially a retextured Vex that just follows people around.
It is. It's exactly what that was.
Everyone was like, "Oh, but it's going to be able to pick up items and filter things for you."
I rarely run into it.
I mean, even if that was the case, they're so rare that nobody wants to do that. And B, just you're going to use entities for storage filtering. That's just lag.
That's dumb.
So
exactly, that's just lag. I would rather just build a system to do that. Redstone is not that hard, and there's so many tutorials on how to build a sorter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's just so like I've seen some tubers on some survival series do the LA filtering, and it just gets messed up. It gets broken. It doesn't work, and you have to like reset them every single time with setting off note blocks and whatnot. I don't know.
What? Oh, you have to.
Well, yeah, because they only will deliver stuff to note blocks, or if they hear the note box triggering.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So you have to like set off a note block every time for it to deliver.
You have to set off a note block. What kind of backwards anyway?
So I mean, if you're gonna build an entire redstone system that's turning these freaking LAs on and off, just build a freaking system to sort your items.
Build the actual redstone system to do.
I don't know.
Anyway,
the Copper Golem would have added so much more life to any other redstone contraption, like any scenery, anything like that. And the Glare would have been cool to have like a glowing bush around a cave system and stuff like that. But
right, do you ever go into? That's the other question I have for you. Do you ever go into cave systems very much? Like do you find yourself like
I don't
going in
adventure
very
to caves.
often.
No, I don't adventure to caves. I go mining, and typically I end up just strip mining. So,
and that's all I ever do too, is I just go strip mining. So I never find myself doing the spelunking to go down to the ancient cities and stuff like that. One, it terrifies me. Two, I like the overworld.
I do like the ancient city, but it's like every other structure they add to the game, or single structure they add to the game. It just, once you do it once, you've done it.
And that's exactly it. Why would you keep going back? There's no more to really explore. I guess is there chests and stuff down there?
There are chests and stuff. Like, you would go for other loot and whatnot. But
okay.
I think a cool update either would be a new dimension to explore, 100%.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Or if you're just going to add stuff to the overworld, do like 20, 30 structures that spawn in the overworld. Right? They don't have to be big structures. They don't need to be like, they don't need to serve a purpose, but they can tell a story.
Yes, for sure.
And if you can just stumble upon the structures that have, I don't know, the new armor trims or banner patterns or anything that shows, hey, I found this structure, it gives people a reason to explore.
Right. I think I did a fake video of the what do you call it, desert update.
Yes,
I don't know if you remember that.
I do remember that.
And I did like 6 different structures or points of interest, not really necessarily structures, but points of interest that would spawn into the desert, and they were unique enough to where, it would give you a reason to look around as opposed to just hunting for a home and, looking for the 5 things that you can find right now, which is just the big dungeon type things, the desert temple, the ocean monument, the freaking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. It gives you like smaller things, kind of like the well does, but with a purpose.
Right.
Because the well is great.
It's just a freaking 3x3 build in the middle of the desert. Yeah.
It's cool to find. Like, every once in a while you see it, you're like, oh, what's that? And then you get up to it, you're like, oh, is there something here? No. But when the first few times I found it, like when I switched from Xbox 360, because Xbox 360, I don't know if anybody else is aware that has never played on a small map, is just one region map. Is just a 512 by 512 on the giant size. That's their largest map.
That's still the same case?
No, I think it's changed now.
Okay, but that's what it was.
That's what it was when I was playing, right? When you played giant size. When you played the small size map, it was 128 by 128. Can you imagine?
I can see 128 blocks away now.
Exactly.
Now, was that 128 blocks or 128 chunks?
128 blocks, 128 square, a square of 128 by 128.
Okay.
Yeah, so like when they did the 512 by 512, it was just 512 blocks in every direction. It was just one region map. That's how big a region map is.
Okay.
So, what was I gonna say? What was I getting at? I
don't know what you're getting at.
What was I talking about before?
We were talking about the structure spawning and.
Yeah, I totally blew it. I totally lost it. My mind is drawing a blank.
But you know what would be like just cool to see too as well?
What's that?
You're walking around or you're caving and you stumble across an old campsite. There's a fire pit set up. It can be lit or it can be not lit. There's like a bed. It'd be cool if they could add like sleeping bags or something like that. So there's a sleeping bag set up on the ground.
That is something I think we've been asking for a long time, is sleeping bags.
Right?
Like temporary beds that don't take your spawn away.
100%. And then like one single chest set up with a tiny bit of food or a diary or something set up from the person who's camped there or whatever. Just like something that adds more lore and exploration to your world. Something that'd be cool to stumble across.
Right. Exactly. And that I think that's what would make it more enjoyable to explore these maps. Oh, that's what I was getting at. Was when I switched from Xbox 360 to the first time I played on PC, on the computer, I was so astounded by the sheer scale of the maps.
Right.
That I was like how can you even, explore this? These maps. I mean, now the maps are a lot more broken up. Like all the biomes, there's so many different biomes. You run across one in 100 blocks and you'll be in another biome, right?
Right.
Where before when I first jumped on, the desert would go on for 1,000 blocks
because there was 3 or 4 biomes.
Exactly. So you'd be like in the desert forever, and then all of a sudden you run across this structure in the middle of the desert. And you're like, whoa, what is that? Oh, it's a stupid well. What the hell do I do with this thing? Damn thing. That's what. Oh man, but yeah, it'd be really cool to find these unique things or different. If it was a well, there'd be a purpose to it. Like if there's no water for 1,000 blocks, and all of a sudden now you have water, but there's water right next to where the freaking well is generating. You know what I mean? It's nothing fantastical,
right?
And that's what I think what you're getting at is it takes there's no real story, there's no real lore. We don't have anything to really be excited about anymore to run around for.
Unless when they add new loot to the game, that's great, right? Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go explore the world and find this new loot. Once you found a loot, that's literally the entire update done. They only add 5 things that are worth looking around your world for. You spend an hour doing it, and that entire year's worth of updates is done in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think the only one that took, actually 2, I'll say 2 of them that took me longer to explore when they did, I think it was 1.12, when they did the what do you call it? The end update. When they added the end cities.
Yeah, so you'd actually explore, and every end city wouldn't guarantee you certain kind of loot, so you actually wanted to go and explore.
Exactly. So there was a reason for you to go out and about. You know what I mean? So that was pretty cool in my opinion. And then they did the Nether update when they added the bastions. Those were, because it's treacherous, if you're in full survival mode, you chance losing everything you have. So I'm a real big wuss when it comes to the Nether. I don't like the Nether, so I will try to steer clear of the Nether. But because they added that feature, I was super stoked and made me really want to get in there and find that loot. Now they made it challenging to get because you have to fight like actual freaking piglins and stuff. But it was fun. It made it more exciting to go to the Nether, and that is not something I would normally say. It's never fun to go to the Nether.
And it was definitely cool exploring the Nether the first time. And I mean, it still is kind of cool. It's way better than what the Nether used to be, 100%. Like, just the same red block over and over again, as far as you can see in lava. So it's really cool. It's still fun to kind of explore, but nobody goes to the Nether to explore. They go to the Nether to get their, I don't know, loot they need to get to the end, essentially, because there's something to explore around the end. I mean, there's bastions in the Nether, great. But why couldn't they have added, like, Nether villages with a Nether-themed villager or something like that?
No, you're not wrong, though, because you added, again, going back to your server, you added the better, I think it's called Better Nether, Better End and Better Nether?
Incendium by...
Incendium, that's it.
I forget who's made it. I'll link them down in the description as well, but...
Yeah,
that's,
oh my god, it was so freaking, I mean, that one is a bit on the extensive side because there are villages everywhere.
Yes.
You weren't really hunting for them, you would just find them anywhere you spawned in. But that same idea on a much more toned down scale, kind of like villages now, like, right, you got to go 800 blocks in any direction.
100%.
You'll eventually find a village, right? That if they did the same thing, I understand why they did it in that update or in that mod, because the Nether is, every 16 blocks is 1 block in the overworld.
So they kind of just get more crammed together. I also really liked it more because when you host a server, everything gets found so much faster. So when there's more things to find, it keeps the server busier. It keeps people happy.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because if there was only 5 Nether villages in all of the Nether, they would get looted really quickly, and you wouldn't have any more reason to go back into the Nether.
Exactly. So I mean, if it was toned down quite a bit, it'd be perfect for a single player world, and that's essentially
for a single player world. That's what I mean. Yeah,
that's what Mojang seems to be targeting, anyways. Is just how the single player experience can get better.
You're right, and I think that the single player experience as it is right now is, I'm not gonna say is not fun. It is fun, but it's just so much of a letdown every time they do an update that it just becomes like, why are you doing, why even bother with this update? Why not make this a 17.2 instead of releasing 18 when there's nothing you're really releasing?
Yeah, I know. Was it 17 to 18 was the mountains and caves and cliffs.
Caves and cliffs was 18. Yeah.
Was it
18? Then 19, and then was it 19 and a half? And then they did 20 again, which was basically a continuation of the same thing, right?
What was 20? This is 20, but what was it? The sniffer. Oh, it was. That's why.
Yeah, this vote,
the most boring one ever. They added more skins. They added some bookcases, some bamboo blocks.
Yeah, they added 2 new biomes, which cool, I guess. You know,
what's the second biome? I just know the Cherry Grove.
The Cherry Grove and the those were from the previous one, huh?
Mangrove
was from 19.
Yeah, Mangrove was 19.
I forgot about that.
I mean, they were supposed to do birch in this update, but they didn't. They just was like, yeah, no, we're not doing birch. Sorry, guys. We had an entire year to develop this update, but
it's literally just reskinning wood.
Well, they were going to add like I don't know. I don't know what they were going to do to the birch forest, but
birch would be that's the kind of tree that's wrapped in a little bit of white, right? Where the wood turns white. That would be cool.
But they were going to do
the white wood.
Well, we already have that.
We do?
There's already birch forest, but they were going to update the birch forest.
Oh, okay. Were they going to make it look more?
They were going to. I don't know if there's going to be more realistic. There's going to be like fallen trees, campfires that spawned in the birch forest.
And, kind of like they did in the Tiega.
Yeah, kind of. You know how they just kind of like made it more realistic. Then they didn't like add anything new to it. They just updated the villages and updated.
Oh, that's right. That's when foxes came and stuff like that.
Yes,
right?
Exactly. I think that was 115.
That
maybe?
was Yeah, but I think it was 115. Well, no, 115 or 116 was bees.
I thought the Taiga. Okay, 115 was bees. Whichever one Pillager, the village and pillage update came.
14,
because I think that's when Taiga got updated as well.
Okay, so it was just included with the villager and pillager update.
Yeah, and exactly what they said they were going to do in this update was include a birch forest update, and for whatever reason they couldn't update the birch forest. Like. Seriously, it's not like they're doing anything special. They weren't adding anything. They were just making it look more.
They're just dolling it up.
Yes, 100%. I don't understand why they couldn't follow through with that. But
so bizarre. I don't. It's just frustrating to watch this go so slow when you watch these modders go so fast.
Well, my
and bang stuff out.
It used to be one big update every summer, one big update, and then it was a small update. For the holiday, it was called this holiday update.
Right.
Okay. This time they had an update that was about the size of a holiday update that took an entire year.
For the whole year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like exactly. And then
they announced
next update.
Well, they announced it Minecraft Live last year, and it just got released like a month ago, didn't it? 1.20.
Yeah, just 1.20. It was a month or maybe 2 months ago, but still, it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. So it was essentially a year, and they already had footage from 1.20, like of their updates that they showed at Minecraft Live, which means they already added some of this stuff to the game.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know.
It's freaking nuts. I don't know. It's just to me, I just feel like we're getting cheated.
Yeah, I mean, they're free updates. Like you can't complain about free updates. I get it, and we're gonna have people tell us that in the comments and all that.
Charge me, freaking marketplace.
Yep.
Where it's things that people deem worth it, right? If you do the same thing with I'm gonna get buried here. People deem that it's worth it, then why not? I would do it.
No, I mean, okay. DLC, a lot of people 100% disagree with, and that's fine. But I don't know why they're not making the updates big, because they want to keep people interested long term. They're trying to keep everyone a reason to come back to the game. They do very small updates where, after a little bit of while playing this, people are like, I'm bored of this. Let's go away from Minecraft for a while. And then, all of a sudden there's a new update. Hey, everyone, let's go back to Minecraft and check it out. I mean, I get why they're doing it, but I'd rather not get bored of it.
There's the key right there. I'd rather not get bored of it. Give me enough to do, and I'm going to get bored a lot less quickly.
Yes.
I guess that's the big take of it all, is we get bored so fast because there's not much to explore. There's not much to do. And that's the unfortunate part of all of it, really.
Mm-hmm. And then
I found a cave.
So back to the conversation about the mob vote.
Yes. So the mob vote this year, the idea. Okay. So the mob vote this year is hold on a second. Let me pull it up for.
It's like crab,
brain.
penguin,
Found it. Yeah, crab, penguin, and armadillo. Armadillo. And they all have their own unique things that they add to the game, which is kind of cool. But I want them all. Is that greedy? Is that greedy for me to say, please give me the thing you already designed?
Right.
You already built? I know you built it because you didn't just come up with it and say, we didn't build it. They have all three of these and you know it.
Yeah, I mean, they also have all the abilities that they add because they don't know if it was going to work in the game to begin with.
Right.
I mean,
the armadillo gives you something cool. It gives you freaking wolf armor for your wolf.
Yeah, but maybe I play different than everyone else, but I have a wolf that I use maybe once in a survival let's play or survival series, and then it just sits there.
I only get a wolf so I have a dog at home.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. That's the only reason. Just so I have a dog at home, I have a cat at home, and I got my pets.
Yeah, I mean, I try to make like a connection with my in-game pets, and then if they die, well, then I'm sad.
I have for my very first Minecraft world that I aired on YouTube. I have my very first dog died.
Oh,
so there's a gravesite on that freaking map to this very day where he passed.
I guess that's good if you want to have your dog survive, but again, that's useful for one dog and
useful for a dog. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I don't use wolves as a pack.
Right.
I guess I should. Maybe I should because I know they do a lot of damage, but then you're going to chance them getting killed.
Right, and maybe that's kind of the incentive. Like, oh, people will be able to start using their wolves more, kind of like they did with axolotls in.
Right. For the
ocean monuments.
Right, to get rid of the what are those stupid things called? I can't stand them.
Guardians.
Yeah, those. The Guardians.
Yeah, because they'll attack them, right? So
they will. Yeah.
They kind of made it like you don't want your axolotl to die, but if you make a pack of them, they can really help you out. So. Same sort of thing with wolves. You can make a
pack of wolves.
Pack of wolves that are all armored up, so you're more likely to, keep your wolves alive. I get it, but I
suppose, man. I don't know. I'd probably put armor on one dog, and that would be it.
Yeah, it would be more so just clothes for the dog that stays at home.
It would be more. Yeah, I got my dog a sweater.
Which, to be fair, if we can do armor trims on the dog armor as well, and data pack makers can make it so that you can add custom armor now with the trims essentially. So if you can add like custom dog clothes, I could get on board with that. Like, some Lubcubs merchandise, like dog sweater or something like that. That would be pretty cute.
Okay, that's not too bad of an idea, dude.
But okay, that's the armadillo.
Okay, the crab. What does it drop? It drops
crab claws, which you can use to have longer reach. So how is that going to work? I'm picturing it to be an enchantment on a chest plate or something like that.
Yes, that's kind of what it is, right? Where you can, instead of grabbing, what is it, like 3 blocks away, you can grab like 4 blocks away?
I think you can do like 1, 2, 3, like 4 blocks away now. So it'll probably be 5 blocks or 6 blocks maybe.
Okay.
Which will be super useful if you spend a lot of time building. But I mean, if you don't and you're playing just survival Minecraft just for the fun of it, kind of like what we're doing here, I can just walk 2 blocks closer.
I can just go closer. Yeah, I guess it would be useful for it'd be more useful for creative, really.
Yeah, creative, or like, I guess if you're building a tall structure, you don't have to like scaffold as much. It's useful for building. It is good.
Okay. Okay, I'm agreeing with you to a certain degree. Oh shoot.
But then the penguins, like I want to see penguins in the world.
Oh yeah,
those would be so freaking cute. But you'll only ever see them in snowy biomes, and nobody likes to be in snowy biomes in Minecraft.
But maybe it'll give you a reason to go. Yeah, I don't like going to the snowy biomes. I actually physically feel cold when I'm in the snowy biome.
Okay, I don't feel cold. It's just
I do. Just like in the rain, I feel
so
cold.
Boring to look at. Like that's what
It is pretty boring.
It feels like vanilla Minecraft, like 1.1, where all you had was green world. Right? Everywhere you look was just green. Like at least now in the newer biomes, like you have different stuff to see. The snow biome is just white. It's white, and then there's sometimes ice spikes.
Yeah, the ice spikes were cool when they first came out.
Yeah.
And then they weren't because they're not.
And like building in snowy biomes, you get snow layers all over the place. You have to clean up snow layers when you're building. It's no. And then like
walk on ice.
Ice freezes, or if you put torches down, it melts, and you can't freaking build because your ice blocks are. I don't know. I don't like the snow biomes. I do not, and the only reason I'll go to them if the penguin gets added is to take a penguin back to my biome.
How do you lure them? With fish, maybe?
Probably with fish. But
yeah, that would be cool.
So I don't think they'll.
You know what's gonna win? The crab is gonna probably win because we all hate the crab.
100%. Only because it adds the most useful addition to the game. Because the penguin says it. I think it's the penguin
just it boosts the speed of your boat.
So it's probably going to be like the dolphin that gives you a boost effect when you're swimming near it.
But instead of you swimming near it, it's just your boat will go faster.
Well, I imagine it's going to be something like, if you put just penguin in the back of your boat with you, it'll paddle.
Oh, you just go faster.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I imagine it's good for like boosting your boat. It'll be like a little motor on your boats.
Okay.
But then your penguin has to stay in your boat all the time.
You just leave a penguin in your boat all the time.
I mean, I guess if you have a boat and a good spot for
it. That's my penguin motor.
Okay, now that you say it, I kind of want it.
What you got there? I got myself a penguin motor. All penguin horsepower.
Okay, I want to see this now because the penguin would be really cute, and I want to see some penguin motor boat power. How many horsepower is it? None. It's one penguin power.
One penguin power, baby. I got that new Honda penguin power.
Oh, it's so dumb. I love it.
Okay, I want penguins now.
Right? It has to be penguins. Come on, people.
Penguins have to win.
But we're not voting for them, apparently.
No, we're not.
I signed
the petition.
You signed it?
I signed it. Oh, well, heck yeah. I was like, I saw it. Ethan sent it to me. It was on TikTok. And he sent it to me. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in. I'm signing this right now.
So I guess now, because I haven't made my decision yet. So why do you want to explain your decision? Like, why do you want to sign it? Why do you want to boycott it?
Sure. So I want to boycott the vote because I am tired of Mojang copping out. But we're not going to do what we said we're going to do. We lied. We're going to give you one mob because reasons. We said we'd give you all the mobs, and we've made all the mobs, but we're not going to give you all the mobs. You understand, right? Because we don't want to give you all the mobs.
Right.
And we're never going to give you all the mobs. All the mobs that you vote on, the one that wins, you will never see the rest of them again in the day in your life in a vanilla game of Minecraft. They are in the trash bin. We may resurrect them in version 1.3.0, but that's about it. That's my reasoning. Is I'm fed up with them BSing us for something that they claimed they were going to do a long time ago, and they never followed through. They just basically said all these other mobs that are really freaking cool are going to the bin.
Didn't they say something about some biome a while ago that they were going to do? And it's kind of been like the meme of Minecraft Live for a while.
Yeah, that was when they were going to do the Caves and Cliffs update. They did say they were going to redo before that, right before they launched the Caves and Cliffs update. They were going to update. Was it the desert?
I think it was the desert, wasn't it?
I think it was the desert.
Or did the desert lose?
And the desert, I don't know. All I know is we didn't get what they said they were going to do. That's why it's a damn meme.
Right. Well, remember Fireflies? They announced that as part of the was it the swamp, the mangroves?
Yeah, that was supposed to be in there. And you know how many freaking you know how many mods have fireflies in them?
Yeah, you know a lot. I mean? And
it's freaking ridiculous.
You know, I kind of maybe for 1.19 I could see that having issues with lag because, you know, just more entities and there's probably a different rendering system.
What if they didn't make it an entity and made it atmospheric?
Right, like a particle or something. 100% they could have done that.
Because they do that in games like Fortnite. The fireflies, except for the ones that you can catch, the rest of them are atmospheric. Like butterflies and stuff flying around, they're just particles.
Right. But even if they weren't, or if they weren't just particles and they were entities, they've updated the entire rendering system of the game. So I feel like 1.20 would have like no issues doing it. And they didn't have to be tiny little 2 pixel wide fireflies like they originally planning. They could be similar to bees, right? They could be a larger, like a baby bee, a larger entity like that that's just flying around.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, you make it like a giant version of it.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some mods that add in fireflies that are, I don't know, a quarter of a block big.
Okay. I mean, it's not like unheard of. I don't see why not.
I know. And no, they just, instead of giving everybody what they said they were going to add, they're like, okay, let's not add it. And
just not add it.
And I guess that's why they changed their way of thinking for 1.20. I mean, they already added everything before the 1.20 announcement last year.
Yeah.
And then they showed everyone what they're adding. And then they were like, okay, but we will add more. We're just not going to tell you because essentially we don't want to make any empty promises.
Right. Which they continuously do.
Yeah, and they didn't technically because 1.20 was exactly what they said it was, plus a couple extra things because they didn't commit to anything else.
Oh, I guess you're right.
But it was the smallest update I think I've ever seen come out to Minecraft. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure.
1.20? Yeah. No, they're small. The bees update was really tiny. There wasn't really a whole lot to the bees update either. But no one asked for bees. I don't know why the hell we even got bees.
It was just a bonus update for the year. It was like
it was
we got 2 updates that year, right?
We did. You're right.
So this year we got 1 update, and it was this. It was one new biome that came with the traditional new tree and all the wood that comes with the new trees, and bamboo blocks, a camel, and a sniffer, and then the ruins. What are they called?
The runes? Yeah, I keep calling them. What I did give them a name. What are they called? The trims.
Trims.
And I think we keep calling them runes because they look like runes.
Well, I mean, like the ruin, like the buildings, the structures.
Oh yeah.
So they added those in. I guess they also added something that you can sand the ground with to find stuff inside.
Yeah, a
brush. So there was stuff added to the game. Stuff that
they added a brush.
anybody's
I did an update. And it was an update review on it, and it was very lackluster.
Right.
For the lack of a better word, it was pretty damn lackluster.
To be fair, starting a fresh world like this, I haven't even gone around and tried using that stuff yet. So it's something that I can do later on as I get more settled. You know what I mean?
Like you find a place to live, and then you're going to start exploring.
Yeah, you can start exploring, or hey, I feel like. What's that term called? Archaeology. Like, I don't know. I'm going to go and start finding some structures where I can actually go and find loot buried in the sand. Like, it could be just an entire adventure on its own later on.
Just for hunting for loot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need more points for that.
I guess that's kind of cool.
Yeah, no, it is, because for me, it's not going to be early game for sure. And those trims are expensive. They're not cheap.
Right.
To make, because you need...
Like a server side, that'd be really cool because you can show off like, hey, look how much I've actually accomplished. But single player side, you're not really gonna show anybody your trims. Like maybe you kind of want to go around and that's your end game is to collect all the trims, in which case you've got a ton of playtime ahead of you. Like,
you know, it's funny that you mentioned that because on your server, you have a lot of diehard players in the sense that they almost speed run the game. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that because Ethan does the same thing. Whenever he's like, I want to play a new mod. Let's do Sky Factory. Cool. In like a week, he's done. Like he's finished every advancement that you can do in Sky Factory. I'm all, that's cool, but I'm a completionist, I guess. I like to like take my time and find as much of the material. I love the hunt, I guess. Like, because if you find me playing a game that's like, I don't know, like Fallout or something like that, I will search every chest. I will search every body. I will search everything that I can in order to get the most material. I'm just a hoarder. I'm a hoarder that way, you know. And I don't care that I'm a hoarder. I really don't care. I really enjoy. That's my style of gameplay, and I can't rush the game. And then you have people that are on your server. I'll jump in like a day later, and they'll have already beat the Ender Dragon. They'll have full, you know what I mean? They'll have full netherite armor. It's like freaking nuts. And no hate to that. I think that's really freaking cool because they put a lot of time and effort to do this. It's not like it happened overnight.
Right.
I mean, maybe it did because they're so fast at playing the game, but they know what they're doing and they know what their goal is. They're like, I want to do this and I want to do this in the next 24 hours. And that's cool, but I really like taking my time. I'm a slow player for a reason.
So, I mean, that's probably exactly who they were targeting with the armor trims, because now, in order to say that they've completed the game, or I guess completing the game is different definition. Their completion of the game is rush to the end, defeat the Ender Dragon, call it the day. Whereas completing the game could mean collecting all of one armor trim, could mean collecting the best armor trim, it could mean collecting all of them. If it's all of them, you're there for a long time.
You are there for a long time. I mean, it's definitely not an easy feat. It's not something that happens really fast because you have to get a lot of netherite, right?
Yeah.
And you have to duplicate the armor trim unless you're really hunting for every single piece and you're gathering. Now that would be a challenge. The armor trim, if you did not put any armor trim on anything unless you found it, that would be a really tough challenge.
Yeah, that'd be a huge challenge.
Because I mean, other than like some of the ones that are in the trails and stuff, everything else is in very exotic places.
Right.
So maybe it might be cool. I don't know. It might be cool. I don't know. I really wish it was more than it is. They did add cool features. They just didn't add enough features. That's my only complaint. I guess.
100%.
I need a bucket. I only have 2 iron. I need a bucket, dang it. I have iron nuggets though. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
So I am curious, guys, if you let us know what mob, if you were voting or if you're boycotting for one. But if you are boycotting, then let us know what mob you would have chosen for, or if you are voting, then what mob you plan on choosing as well.
Exactly. Yeah. If you're gonna vote, cool. I mean, don't let us hold you back. I say boycott, so hashtag boycott the vote. But if you choose to vote, I get it. I understand. Everybody's got their own thing. But I think that I think we should all boycott.
Now, I think this is different this year as well too, and I'm going to give props to Mojang for this.
What's that?
I read that they're announcing the mob vote, and you're going to have two days to vote for the mobs.
Okay. What does that mean?
Well, typically they announce the mob during live, and then everyone has 5 minutes to vote.
Oh, I see what you're saying. They're going to give you 2 days from the time they announce it. They're going to give you 48 hours to.
I'm assuming. I don't know if that voting started this week, or if that's voting's going to start on Friday, or I guess when this video comes out is Friday. So
yeah,
today. Yeah, I don't know. I just know it's going to be 2 days to cast your vote, which typically it's 1 day, and you get tubers or big influencers who are just like, hey, everyone vote for this mob because this is what I want.
I know, and then that's it. And then it's game over.
Yes. So I'm hoping.
So now you're going to have campaigns for the mobs, for the mob vote itself.
Have an entire campaign. Like, I don't know. I think there's still you have huge influencers who are going to be influencing the vote if they choose to.
That's what happens every single time.
And I really truly believe that if you are an influencer, you should not be influence the vote. I mean, you and I, our video views are getting to 100 people at most sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're not influencing the vote.
We're not influencing a lot, not enough to sway it.
Yes.
But when you're talking about guys that have multi-million subscribers. And they
who will do anything just to try to be like, yeah, maybe this person will like my tweet or like me if I vote for the same thing they voted for.
Exactly.
Then yeah, they're going to influence the vote entirely.
Right, and I feel that is it's a bit skewed. Actually, it's a lot skewed.
It's a lot skewed, and that's exactly why they should also stop doing the mob vote entirely. They should just
that reason alone is a great reason for it.
Yeah,
I agree wholeheartedly.
100%. Every single mob vote, somebody has influenced it. Like,
oh yeah.
And it just,
it's kind of like high school politics, right? It's always going to be the popular kid that wins.
Yes.
Here, the popular kid here is telling you to vote for this mob. and that's who's going to win.
It's really whoever has the most subscribers who's going to vote which the mob is. I mean, if Mr. Beast decides to tweet out,
if he said vote for the penguin wins immediately, 100%. Hands down. I mean, how many freaking millions of people will vote for that penguin immediately?
I mean, people who don't even play Minecraft will be like, hey, Mr. Beast said to do this, so let's go hop onto this tweet and vote for it.
Exactly.
I don't know.
It's freaking nuts. No, you're not wrong. And that's a huge problem with the freaking vote. It's skewed for them that have the pull.
Right.
And it shouldn't be, but it is. And there's no way to get around that. There isn't.
I mean, there is only one way to get around that, is to just...
To eliminate it.
Yeah, eliminate it completely. I mean, go back to Minecraft. I don't know if this is ever going to happen, but I'd love to see Minecraft kind of be Minecon again, where they announce everything at a big event where there's hundreds of people participating.
Like a Minecon Live type of thing?
Yeah. And... maybe, I don't know, maybe this isn't the right choice, but if there's 500 people at this event or whatever, maybe those 500 people vote.
Right? It'd be a lot less skewed.
It would be a lot less skewed. There would be no outside influence. The problem is that you really need to make sure that it was a large enough sample size.
Yeah, because you might get very...
Either way, no one's going to be happy. Or no, not true. Everybody.
Not everyone's going to be happy. I mean, no one's ever fully happy when it comes to vote stuff like this. But I feel like it could be easier. It could be a lot better because the way it is now, it just for a lot of people, it's just not working, and I see why. Right. I really do, and it's frustrating.
And I kind of like that for what they kind of announced for 1.20. They said, "Hey guys, this is what's 100% going to be in it. There probably will be more, but we're not going to tell you." That way you don't get your expectations up, right? If they did that with the mob vote as well, it's like, hey guys, we're going to add this one mob. And then you're like, okay, cool. And then all of a sudden it releases and there's an extra mob added in.
Oh, that would be so good.
Right? Like that would get people excited.
Oh yeah, because now you're going above and beyond the expectation, right?
Yes. And I mean, 1 year, maybe you can build the new expectation that your updates take a year. Fine. But as long as you're not disappointing them in a way where it's like, hey, we were expecting this and you're not delivering, or even just, hey, you had a mob vote, but my mob didn't win, so now I'm disappointed.
Right.
I don't know. You're like, I feel like that's the best way to have, like, essentially nobody can be disappointed because they delivered on everything they told you they were going to add.
You're not wrong. I don't know. I don't know if there is a great way of doing it, but yeah, that would be a nice easy way to get around it.
Yeah,
kinda.
And I think it's their own way of like people giving their, what do I want to say? It's kind of like allowing the audience, the fans, the people who play the game, allowing them to add to the game. Like with the mob vote, it's like, hey, you guys chose this mob to be added, so we added it for you. So, I mean, I get it. That's kind of what they're doing. They're wanting to give everyone the ability to kind of have an influence on the game.
Sure.
But there should be another way to do it.
Yeah, I know. That's the downfall right there.
Like,
there should be
instead of pinning everyone up against each other as to what mob should be added to the game, I don't know what the correct way to do it is, but...
It's not, whatever it is, it's the way it's happening right now is not way that everybody's agreeing with, because people are clearly pissed.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a huge population of the Minecraft, community that's like, no, we're tired of this. And I don't disagree. I think that something needs to happen. And if boycotting it helps, I don't know how it would help, honestly speaking, other than maybe Mojang listening, and saying, okay, they really don't want this. Or do they hear it a different way and they say, okay, no more mobs. We're not adding any new mob. We're going to introduce one, so there's no mob vote. I mean, that might be a way to do it too. Just don't give us the option.
Right.
So we're not disappointed. I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it where it's a community thing and everybody gets a choice. But we clearly don't get a choice. Like you said before, it's very skewed.
Yeah.
And if they don't give us a choice and just tell us, hey, we're going to add this mob for this update and this mob for this update, I think less people would be upset. I really do.
there'd be a much larger community that's just happy because they're delivering on exactly what they said they were going to do.
Exactly. There's no ambiguity of, okay, well, we should have got this mob, but you threw away the one that we all wanted. Yeah, I don't know. It's just frustrating to watch the sheer amount of waste is offered to us and then thrown away. Like this could have been cool. It could have been cool to also have a crab. It'd be cool to have a crab and a penguin.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind having both. You're gonna put an armadillo in the desert? Cool. Give us an armadillo. I mean, the more mobs, the better. That's why I love. What's the one? Is it Alex's mobs that has all the different animals in it?
I think so. And then
there has all the sounds and everything.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's so cool having like the world just filled with all the different
creatures.
Yeah.
So there's one video of me where I'm in I think in a oh shoot, what's it called? Not Tiega. I cannot remember. What's the acacia biome called?
Savannah.
I'm in a savannah. I'm walking out of the house, and right in front of my face is a tiger. It just roars at me. I'm freaking terrified. I go running back inside the house because I think it's gonna kill me. So I had to sneak around the backside of the house to get away from it. It had to be added a bit of adventure, of excitement,
right? Something that game. Wouldn't happen typically,
right? Because I mean, a tiger is not going to be. Most of the mobs are nighttime mobs. Like 90% of the mobs we have are nighttime mobs.
Yeah.
So we don't have to worry about. If you go to sleep, you're not going to meet them. You'll never see them. All the horror mobs, you don't get to see all those freaking violent mobs. But if you have everyday freaking black bears and buffalo and freaking alligators and stuff that you can get attacked by at any given time, you got to be a lot more careful around the world, and it just makes it a little more enjoyable, like you're on a freaking adventure in a savannah.
Right. I mean, how many mods? Like if I could go to Curse Forge or Modrinth right now and find 5 mods probably that add a total of 100 different entities to the game.
Oh, hands down, you could easily do that.
Right? 5 mods. That's 5 individual creators who did texturing, modeling, coding, all by themselves.
Exactly. And they're free 99. They are $0.00.
Yeah.
And you can go and enjoy those right now.
Now, why is it that can't be in the vanilla-based game? It's not like it adds to the lag. It doesn't add to the stress of the game because there's still only a certain number of entities that can be spawned in at a single time.
Exactly. And then how many mod packs have we played that have 200 plus mods and the game barely struggles?
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you get the right combination of mods that aren't affecting the game negatively, what's the problem? I don't see the hesitation.
Yeah. I get it. People could just be like, well, then just play the mods. And it's not about just playing the mods. It's about what the actual base game could be and should be, essentially.
Well, because there are plenty of people out there that refuse to get mods. They're just like, I have my mom won't let me get mods because, they might have viruses and stuff. Because they're very skeptical. When I have questions asked about my mod installation videos, there's so many skeptics out there that are worried they're going to end up with a virus. I have to reassure them that this path, if you don't click on all the extra crap, you're not going to end up with a virus.
Well, it doesn't help either when you download any mod off Curse Forge, your Google Chrome pops up saying, hey, this could be harmful to your computer.
Exactly. Why are we not authorizing JAR as a viable downloadable type?
But I mean, it's not even just the stress of not being allowed to download mods or being skeptical. It's about not knowing how to do it. I mean, if I look at a different game entirely, I look at Rocket League, right?
Sure.
You can play modded Rocket League. Lots of people do it.
Of course you can. Oh,
I have never done it. I want to.
I've never played modded Rocket League, but I know you can play
how.
super mod. You can get really crazy modded on Rocket League. Pretty much anything that you can get with a launcher, you can mod.
Yes, and
any game.
I have no idea how I could play modded Rocket League. I've tried to look into it. It's just like that seems like it's too ambiguous. It's too much work. It's too many steps. I just want to load up a game and play it.
Well, I mean, you look at Minecraft and the mod process for Minecraft. It's not straightforward. Not like what's one I'm thinking of? Oh shoot, I'm drawing a total freaking blank. Fallout, you can I think you can install mods directly into the game. I think it has a mods menu.
Okay.
Right. And you can't do that with Minecraft. You have to install a launcher to what do you call it? Is it a reader to read the mods through Minecraft to launch the mods?
Okay. Yeah.
Right? Is that what Forge is or
it's
Fabric
a launcher?
Or
it's a
whatever?
launcher. It's its own launcher.
Okay, so it's basically translating the software that's being written or the mod that's being written and allowing Minecraft to read it. But Minecraft is native, since it's written in Java, is able to read this stuff. What do you call it? Without any issues. It knows exactly what it's looking for. It knows exactly what it's looking at. And there's even things that pop up within Minecraft that tell you your mods are running properly, like a full-on mods folder.
Right.
So it's actually a very, very simple task. And if anybody is interested in installing mods on Minecraft, I'll put a link in the description down below. There are plenty of tutorials that I personally have done. And there's so many good mods that even bits and pieces of them that we're seeing the bits and pieces actually come into the game of Minecraft right now. Like little pieces of it, like the cherry blossom biome is clearly from freaking Biomes of Plenty.
Right.
It's like straight up ripoff.
And I mean, they hired two mod makers for the Ether mod. Mojang hired them. And I thought for sure they were like, oh yeah, we're going to add the Ether dimension to Minecraft. Let's get the Ether mod makers on our team. That was 6 years ago. Yeah,
and they've done zero.
There's been no dimensions, nothing. Whatever. So I mean, maybe it's still coming, but I don't know.
I have a highly doubt that. Oh wow, I can see like 300 blocks down into this cave. It's nuts. It's not that deep, but it's pretty deep. But that's the thing is like we'll hire mod developers to do these things, but they don't hire them to do the mods. They just hire them to do these little one-off deals, and I feel like there's not enough being put out. Like you look at the trims, right?
Yeah,
is such a blatant, to me at least the way I feel, it's a blatant knockoff of Tinker's construct of being able to add different aspects to a weapon or a tool or armor through the actual little tables and stuff that they have in there.
Right.
That it feels like it's that, except for when you add trim, this expensive thing to your armor, it does squat for your it doesn't have any kind of ability. It doesn't give you anything.
Right.
It gives you nothing, and you're spending a ton of what is essentially money within Minecraft, which is not money, obviously. It's just your time to take to find this stuff. That's why I call it expensive. I don't know if anybody's realized that it's expensive because it's hard to find. Materials are expensive.
Yeah.
So that's the part that's frustrating to me, is that you have these amazing things that you add to the game, but they're lackluster because they serve no purpose other than they look cool.
Yep. And another, like I had said earlier, I don't want people to be like just play modded, whatever. Another big reason why I prefer vanilla is because I run a Minecraft server, at least I'm hoping to again. But typically, you can't have yes. I need to have the world protection that Spigot offers. I need to have the plot protection. I need to have the abilities that you get through a server, paper, Spigot, whatever.
Right.
And then you can't do that with a modded server because it's a different jar file.
You can't do that with Forge. You can't do that with Fabric. I mean, Fabric has some aspects of it that you can, but not really.
Yeah, you can get some mods that add in some of the features, but like it doesn't have the world guard. It doesn't have the plot protections. You can get some mods that add in a certain kind of plot protection, but that it's not customizable.
You can do that with Forge too, but they're not customizable either, and they're kind of buggy compared to the vanilla version, right?
Yeah.
The vanilla version of stuff makes it a lot easier, and it runs really smooth, so you don't have to worry about too much.
Right. So I don't know. I want a lot from Minecraft, and it's a free game. They're free updates. We don't deserve to be mad about how little the updates are. The thing is, I would pay for the updates if they were worth it.
I guess that's the thing, though, Lucas, is that I've paid for so many versions of Minecraft that I would pay it all again if you gave me a real like version 2.0 update.
Yeah, like a good update. Everything that they've promised, everything that they've shown us, everything like that in a new game, Minecraft 2.0, I'd buy it.
I'd buy it.
100%. I wouldn't be mad that they
I-
weren't releasing as a new update to the game. I'd be happy and be like, yeah, I want this freaking game. Give it to me.
Exactly. Give me what do you call it is doing? Hightail is doing, right? For an upgrade for Minecraft 2.0.
Right.
Tell me that you're doing all that same stuff that Hightail is doing, except you put it into this game that I already love, and I will buy it again. I'd probably buy it as a AAA title.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Because I mean, I've gotten so much. I realize how much money I spend on all these different versions of this game that I own, but how many thousands of hours I have into this game that I have that value into it and then some.
Yeah.
To me, it's worth it. But that's coming from a very biased opinion.
So yeah, that's just our 2 cents on the mob vote and everything Minecraft or Mojang does.
Exactly. So hope everybody enjoyed.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for listening and tuning in to us, jibber jabber about nonsense. Maybe not nonsense, but I hope you guys enjoyed the talk. If you guys did, please don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you, T, for joining me in this wonderful conversation.
Absolutely, dude. So such a blast.
But guys, most importantly, please do not forget to have a lovely day. Bye, guys.
See ya.